We got another log here from Bigbang Pro, who has made a couple changes in response to my last analysis. And I'm not going to do too much digging into your traces. I'm going to take a look at this question you've got here. But I'm not going to do too much digging into your traces, and I'll tell you why. Here is your PID, your gyro plus PID roll during a 360 roll. And if you showed me this, without showing me any video or anything, I would say that I would usually like to see a little less activity in the P term during the roll and suggest that possibly your P might be a little too high. And then I start looking here and I might say, well, D looks like it's a little higher magnitude than P, so maybe your D term needs to come down. Your D term looks pretty well filtered. Maybe it could be a little more filtered, etc. I would say all those things. But here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. I don't really see a lot to complain about here. And everybody, I mean, I'm not going to play the whole video here, but you can watch the whole video. Your copter's flying great. So, at the end of the day, that's what matters. And if you have specific complaints or little refinements you want to make, maybe you'd be happier with P at 0.9 instead of 1.0, or maybe 0.95. I don't know. I mean, I think we're in this sort of gray area that I've talked about, uh, where you're not really in a case where something is wrong or right. It's just how you like it. Um, so, so I think we're just going to sort of leave it at that. And that you have to be flying the copter, and you have to be the pilot and know what you're looking for out of it, um, rather than just looking at these traces. So I think you got a really good flying copter. This is, I guess, the takeaway. Let's take a look at 19.708 with the spike in pitch D. So let's bring up the pitch PID, and we'll go to 19 right here. Yeah, how about that? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your RC command. Yeah, that's interesting, because we see the P term go negative here, and usually the D term leads the P term. So it is very strange to see the D term spike like that without the P term spiking. D term is supposed to represent change in the P term, basically the derivative of the P term. So it doesn't seem like the D term should be able to move without the P term also moving. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at your RC command and see if it has anything to tell us. And no, nothing is really happening there in RC command that might have created an error source. And just out of curiosity, let's see what your motors did. Yeah, so your motors definitely blipped. But if we look at your gyro, let's just get rid of these things. And we'll take the motors off too to give us a little more resolution. I don't know. Yeah, that's very weird. You're right. I agree with you that that's very weird. Um, in fact, I would almost say that we see the P term go negative here. This is the D term, by the way. It's red, which is normally the P term, but everything is different now. The P term goes negative here, and I would almost speculate that that is the result of the copter being destabilized by the motor's blipping. See right here, the D term spikes like this for no apparent reason. The error is, if I understand correctly, the error term is calculated based either on the stick position or on the gyro angular rate, depending on which PID controller you're using. And we see that the gyro did not do anything radical, and the stick did not do anything radical. So it's unclear why that moved. But the other thing is that the P term responds to those factors, and the difference is the error, and the D term should be responding to changes in the P term. So since we know for a fact that the P term did not move, Now I'm really screwing up my colors. Hang on. PIDP sub pitch. Here's our, oh, I got it all backwards. Now I've got the D term red and the P term yellow. So whoops. We see right here, we just can tell that the P term did not move. It didn't move. So why did the D term spike like that? The D term moved, the P term moved just the tiniest bit. I don't know. I agree that that's pretty weird. I don't have an answer for you. And we'd have to refer to somebody who knows a lot more about the PID algorithms than me to understand how that's even possible based on what we're seeing here. I almost wonder if it's like glitchy data somehow. But I mean, we can see also that the motor's moved. So it isn't, but I don't know. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. No, not very helpful. Happy flying.